Howdy. There has been a strong earthquake, 6.2, in Chignik, Alaska, some 2 hours ago or something. And obviously, there are also some user reports. Severe shaking. In Anchorage, no rattle here. 7 row. Whatever that means. Strong shaking, vertical swinging, up and down. I really wish someone would explain what this means. I see this in a lot of comments for earthquakes, but I must be stupid. I don't know what the person means, but let's see if it's still there. Yes, it seems to be still there because I thought I don't touch anything because it might disappear. 77 kilometers in depth. 6.2. And I think this is rather interesting since we have also this volcano here. I have no idea what is. Anyakchak. Volcanic unrest. 4 hours ago, there has been also another quake just at the side of the volcano. And a bit earlier, 10 hours ago, 2.8. Also in the vicinity of that volcano. But somehow I found that the interesting thing about that quake is, let's check out the coast of San Francisco. There is something going on in San Francisco. There's 2 earthquake hotspots, I think, at the moment. Maybe much more. But the quake is up here. But what we just watched, 6.2. And if we go over, or as we go over, to the National Data Buoy Center, the quake was somewhere here, I think. And we have one buoy here in alert mode. And something has been going on there. When I watched it the first time, this green line wasn't drawn to the end. Now time has passed, so I don't know. Very interesting. Because I don't think that they are straightly related. Of course they are related. There are no islands in space. But it's quite a distance. We would somehow expect to have some buoys here in alert mode and not down here. And if we go down here, south of Seattle, on the earthquake and volcano discovery application, there is nothing. There is no quake or whatsoever. Of course we have structures at the sea floor, of which many are blurred out. As I've been talking about, like those underwater seamounts that they found, what, some 17,000 more underwater seamounts, of which many might be volcanoes. There might be something going on there under the surface. But we don't know. There is just one buoy in alert mode. I don't remember exactly what's the depth, if there's like an underwater eruption going on somewhere. and there isn't any sign on the surface because there is simply just too much water on top of it. But of course, we have to remember that volcanic explosions can be rather violent, as we have seen in the Tonga eruption. So it might be still visible even though there's like a lot of water on top of it. It just depends on the strength of the eruption. Sicily 1.43 hours ago, 7 hours ago 2.2, 2.44 hours ago. But here we have some deeper quake activity. 61. These are deeper. 114. 155. 16 minutes. 164. That's again a shallower one. 61. But when this 20 hours ago. Yeah. There might be something brewing. Can't be flickering, nothing going on. Let's switch to satellite picture. Yeah, here's also something going on. Centro, Occidentale. These are all rather shallow. 9 kilometers. Quakes are measured from sea level. So we maybe have to... Was there a user report? Yes. About a 0.8 in the sea. Very weak shaking. Really? This must be a very sensitive person. And also the River Rhine experienced a quake. River Rhine. Some 22 hours ago in Eglisau. 0.72 kilometers in depth. Now that's really, really shallow. A small quake also near the Kaiserstuhl volcano. Maybe that's a quarry blast, 12 kilometers in depth. Maybe it's not, because it is at a quarry facility. Kalksandstein. Limestone and sandstone mixed up together. Three hours ago, 3.6, 10 kilometers in depth. Or 2 kilometers in depth. Quite a big difference. But it's rather shallow after all. Yeah. There has been some clouds. Let me show you some clouds still quickly. Now, for example, this doesn't look at first glance too spectacular. But there was this cloud there at the horizon, which I found very interesting. It has a chimney. And yesterday we had snowfall. And in the evening, rather interesting cloud formations in the sky. A little bit enhanced. Yeah, I really like clouds. I've been watching them all my life. And you stumble across similar patterns all over the place. There was some ice, and I really got intrigued by this perpendicular patterns towards the edge. I think this has to do something with easy water and ice crystal forming and all these kind of things. But as we see also in the clouds, the perpendicular patterns, they repeat over and over and over again. And every now and then you can take a glimpse through the lower clouds and you can see these rather colorful clouds much higher in the sky. And I think this is taken through polarized glasses. And it looks a bit different. It takes forth the colors a little bit better than without. Today we had sometimes rather spectacular clouds from cloud formations. There might have been even some kind of thunderstorms somewhere. And I've been observing this whilst doing some other things. And it had a rather interesting development going on, this cloud. For example, we have this thing here. And as I go, you can see how it moves away from that. That's almost like a time lapse. Some were wishing me doing some time lapse. Oh man. And one thing which is also very interesting, I think, is that part. Because after a while it looked like that. Yeah, I found it very interesting. Yeah, look at that. Maybe we have to enhance this quickly. Yeah, it's still there. I tried to observe some circling motion or whatsoever because I thought that, yeah, is there a tornado happening or something? But it just dissipated after a while, so nothing happened. But as we go into summer, or maybe even further into spring already, there might be an energy increase overall just because it's summer, sun's shining more, there's more energy coming in. So we might experience some kind of tornado like things here. As well as in many other places, people experience all of a sudden tornadoes Holland, Poland, Germany, France, and probably many other places. Turkey. And these kinds of cloud formations. This is in a way an opposite of an annual cloud because there's no annual whatsoever. This is just streaming upwards. There might be a straight connection to some upper atmospheric layer. Now, here on the left, we somehow have this kind of an annual cloud, but this one isn't. And this was also a rather interesting thing to observe. This also dissipated to some degree and I couldn't watch it anymore. So I don't know what happened to it. It probably doesn't matter at all. But here we have at least, so to say, this kind of a line from another atmospheric layer which could have been forming an annual cloud. But I don't know if it did. This is the same picture, a little bit enhanced. These lines, they were visible with bare eye. Or an eagle eye. However you want to put it. Yeah. Rather interesting sky today. SO2 also arrived in Finland or Scandinavia. In the next few days it makes its entrance into Central Europe. So let's see if there is still more coming and stuff like that from Kamchatka or isles, like let's say Iceland. There are few volcanoes which could erupt every day soon. But anyway, I just wanted to share that. This one quake in Alaska, this one buoy in alert mode, like very far away from the strong quake, and some random clouds from yesterday and today. Yes, I think that's it. Thanks. Bye.